Dude, do y'all want to hear a really fucking weird story? Welcome back to Coban. Dude, it's really late, and I'm here to tell you a scary story. Don't worry, you'll get a horror game soon. Alright, but dude, in case you don't know, night vision wasn't always great. Let's do some Google search in town. You see this use of night vision devices by U.S. Army units, blah blah blah. Yeah, so they were like on scopes and shit. So a ton of the soldiers that were using this night vision shit, right? Like they were just reporting they were seeing like demonic shit, or they were seeing dragons. Like they were just seeing a ton of weird shit through these things. And this is real. This is a real documented thing. Seeing Charlie in the dark. This was what the reports were. So yeah, it's called. Sure, I'll accept the cookies. The secret of seeing Charlie in the dark, the starlight scope, techno anxiety, and the spectral meditation of the enemy in the Vietnam War. The new rifle-mounted scope figuratively transformed night into day, and paradoxically made it harder for any American soldiers to pull the trigger. So it was made to see enemies in the dark. Instead of having the green tint like you see on night vision now, it was red. I've already said this, I know, but I'm just making it clear. There's this story, right? That's of this helicopter gunner and this pilot, and they're just going through Vietnam. Suddenly, the gunner who was using this scope just starts shooting like fucking crazy. And the pilot's like, what the fuck are you doing? There's nothing there. Are you good? And the dude's like, no, I'm not good. There's a fucking demon flying at the helicopter. And of course the pilot's, he can't see the shit, so he's like, you're fucking high. There's nothing there. Too late. The helicopters around them are now shooting at nothing. At least that's what was really happening. But in their heads, they were all seeing this shit. Most of them were just kind of like putting it off like, okay, I'm just tripping. But once they heard one gunshot, they were like, oh shit, it's go time. This is real. And I know this sounds big and scary, right? This sounds terrifying. They're seeing demons, dragons. What the fuck are you talking about? That'd be horrifying. Yeah, it was. A lot of soldiers, were discharged for just breaking psychologically from these things. But I think what we need to ask ourselves here, is it true? Did they really see the demons and dragons and witches and bears, oh my? I'm gonna ruin any belief in magic that you have. No. They weren't seeing demons and shit. And I say this as somebody who grew up in a haunted house and knows that spirits are a real thing. I don't believe in the whole demon thing, but that's besides the point. Continuing. So what had happened was Diasendai, or Diasendai? I don't know how to pronounce it. There was another word for it. Yeah, right here. Coelum? Coelum? This, whatever it is. But dude, what was happening here was these chemicals, right, that they used for the night vision. These soldiers were staring in them for such prolonged periods of time, and they were kind of, to get a better look before the shot, they would put their eye right up against the scope. And in case you don't know, Vietnam during the war was hot as fuck. Not to mention, the stress, anxiety, depression, guilt, everything. They're sweating. They're sweating up a storm. With this thing right on their eye. And now it's time for the real kicker. The fuckers were leaking. So these soldiers sweating into this leaking ass scope for a prolonged period of time was basically giving them an acid trip in one eye. And let's also not forget the fatigue, the stress, the anxiety, the guilt, all of these things. Their mental state was already fucked, okay? They had already seen the worst of the worst. They had seen shit that no human being should ever see in their lifetime. And all to stop the spread of a thought. That's another point for another time, but it's important to include. So before you go and see the 13 TikToks about red night vision scopes and their parallel universe goggles and they see demons, they I guess, technically, they just weren't real. They weren't real demons or anything. It was just a bunch of exhausted, PTSD-riddled 19-year-olds with fucking terrible chemicals going into their skin and their eyeballs. So once they sent a ton of soldiers home from just absolute psychological, they were like, okay, yeah, we gotta get rid of that. And then we got the green night vision goggles that we have today. I hope you all enjoyed this video. Again, you will get a horror game soon, okay? I just need to make some chill content a little bit. Nothing too crazy, nothing too, magical. Just a nice little story. That's true. I have another one that I'm about to record too, and it's just as fucked up, so don't worry. You're still getting scary content. But anyways, if you did enjoy today's video, dude, sub button. You. Make it a reality. I love you all so much. Hope your day is good and it keeps getting better, even though it's 3 in the morning for me. I love you so much. Bye.
We're forgetting something smart. No more songs of broken hearts. I just wanna forget and play my guitar. We've been sledding